Oh yes, it's the time again for a reaction video. Hello and welcome, this is Philip, and today we're going to be reacting to yet another amazing artist suggested by the comments in my channel. Thank you so much for that. Today we're going to be reacting to the amazing art of Puppeteer Lee. And I gotta say, what's up with these names, man? I know it's just his username, but come on, what's gonna be next? Masked Rider Rob? Ultimate Dark Master Jim? I mean, come on. Anyhow, it doesn't really matter. What we're here for is to react. This artist is another Malaysian artist. He's a freelance artist. This artist is pretty new to me. I didn't know him beforehand, so this is gonna be very interesting. We're gonna be taking a look at his art and seeing exactly what's going on. So let's do this. As usual, I have here his ArtStation page with me. If we take a look at his older post, we can see that he made an illustration for Legends of the Cryptids. And as we established already in the previous video about Xinchin, if you worked on Legends of the Cryptids, you're out there, you made it, right? I feel like if you have a commission to work on Legends of the Cryptids, you made it as an artist, man. You made it. And I love this illustration. It looks amazing. It's like it's made for me, right? It has two main big reasons why I really love this art, if you know what I mean. So I could be talking about like his knowledge of the fundamentals is what makes it so great, but I think there's another factor that comes into play that I think is very important. And mainly that is narrative design. This is literally going to make the difference between good and great art. So narrative design in context to art, right, is basically when you're answering questions about what the character is about, what the character's personality is, what kind of world the character is living in. You're answering all these questions through design. And if we take a look at this illustration, for example, and we could basically strip it down to a very basic theme, right? We got samurai girl killing some feudal Japan monsters, right? Pretty badass. Different artists might approach this theme differently. And the reason why it looks great is because of the narrative design behind it. If we take a look, the artist is thinking about the clothes she's wearing, the kind of weapon she's using, even the attack pose, the hairstyle, the types of armor or the leg guards she's using, even the fact that she has this pipe in her mouth. Tells you a lot about the character, right? It tells about how powerful she is to be so nonchalant that she doesn't even have to worry about removing the pipe, right?
Let's go to the next one.
Got this motorcycle girl right here. I think this looks fantastic, man. I love the subject matter that it's so sort of still relatable to our real world, but it deviates enough that it creates like creates its own world, kind of. It almost feels like something I would see in the Akira movie. If we look underneath here, we can see a little bit of his process. Starts out with the sketch. It looks very similar to what you see in a manga artist when he uses pure black and white to define the lighting and shapes. And it has a lot to do with how the artist thinks. There's like two artists, right? One that starts his sketch off by painting in paint blobs and slowly defining it from there. And the other artist that starts with line art. But this is like a very interesting, different approach. And I think this approach creates a very unique style as well. So let's go to the next one. Now this is great. I talked about it already. We have a world that is very similar to ours, but deviates enough. I feel like it's almost a mixture between old World War vehicles combined with like advanced mechanical warfare. I think this looks awesome. And one thing I notice a lot, and that's also to do with maybe his approach to the way he sketches as well, is that these darker areas, these ambient occlusion areas, add a lot to the visual appeal to your eyes, right? They're just very subtle parts where it's like really dark, where the light just doesn't hit, that creates that nice contrast. For example, here in the kneecap, it makes it really feel like this mechanical exoskeleton is made out of a lot of singular parts, and it's really convincing because of these little ambient occlusions that are done in a very sophisticated way. I love to see that shit. So let's go to the next one. Now this one is very interesting. We got some World War vehicle parts combined into like a cyborg, almost Gundam mobile suit kind of thing, right? This is amazing. And then we have different iterations, right? If this was made for a client, he could choose like, oh, I like this one better, or I like the eye patch, just the eye patch better. I like this close-up because it merges like this realistic feel with this very painterly look as well. Like the blurring of the background to simulate the camera, and then we still have like paint stroke areas. I love this look. And one way you can make your art look very dramatic is just add like a very dramatic backlighting. It's like there's a whole movie set behind her, like with people with like these huge blue lights, like the light that is hitting her face that's coming from underneath just adds to this nice contrast, right, of different lighting. In summary, if you add multiple light sources, it's gonna make your painting very dynamic, but also pretty dramatic. I love it. I think this one looks incredible. Incredible, man. The worlds that he creates is so interesting to me. This mixture between the urban and the cyborgs. It would be an amazing IP. And when we can see here the process, starting out with sketch, filling in some values, working on the background, adding in things, details, colors, like the cool colors, to really emphasize the mood and the feel. Obviously, there's a lot of other in-betweens that we're not getting to see, but you know, the main motto remains, just make it look fucking good. That's the artist's job. And he has done it. To me, this is a very interesting artist, and he creates very interesting worlds that I would love to see in different forms of media, whether that is movies or games. I'm gonna leave a link of his art in the description down below. It's gonna be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. To the next one. See ya, guys.